Hey y'all, so I'm going to make an updated video on how I like to assemble my bag tags now. I had learned a new technique from a fellow crafter named Amelia in a Facebook group that I'm in. I believe it's called Tumblr Addiction Beyond the Basics. And she had a couple of techniques that I like using now in how she does her bag tags, and it just gives me a much fuller look, which I absolutely love. Excuse me. And to me it's easier, like with how she bunches up the ribbon. I don't know, it's just easier to me. Like, I like it. So you will need ribbon, kind of however many you want to use. I have, I believe, 16 pieces here of 16 strands of ribbon, and they are cut around 20 inches to like 20 and a half, because once you bunch them and then trim them, it's going to shorten your length. So I have that. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit. And then, of course, I have my acrylic blank because I do them with acrylic blanks. So it's going to be a cheer bag tag. You'll need like a string or like, a thin piece of ribbon or something. It can even probably be like this size. But I'm just going to use this one. And then I like to use these cable lock rings. This one is 4.7 inch one, and I got mine off of Amazon, and they're just like heavy duty, like key rings, or I think I searched cable lock rings for these. I will be doing beads on it and using some nylon cord. This is 1.5 mm, and I have my hot glue gun over here off to the side warmed up, and that's it. So first you'll just want to just kind of lay them out, in just random ways. I do know that I am going to need a white one to be somewhat on top, because she wants her daughter's name on one of the ribbons, so I'm going to be doing that. And I just kind of randomly try to do like different different colors. So you'll just lay them out. And my son may be walking through the door soon, so I'm probably gonna have to pause this for a little bit, because my dogs are gonna go nuts when they hear the door. So I'm gonna leave a white one out for now because I know I'm gonna need that kind of on top. And sometimes you will have to play with this, like, once you kind of get them laid out, you'll see if you kind of like the way they look. If you don't like it, then you have to kind of just redo it. So yeah, so sometimes you have to play with them. This particular kind here, at the end, I'll burn the tip, but I also like to tie like a little knot just because I don't want to, risk too much fraying. Okay, I'm gonna see how this is going to look, and I need this somewhat maybe in the center. Hopefully that kind of centers. And then what you'll do is, I probably should have laid this down first, but you'll want to put this under, and you have it folded in half so that you can bring the two ends and put it through the loop. Okay, and then this is going to just kind of gather your ribbons together, and you'll just kind of tighten it for a little while. That way you can loosen it if you need to check and make sure that your ribbons are lining up somewhat at the bottom. They don't have to be perfect because I like to have like a little bit of different lengths with my final product. You know, that way it just gives it more dimension and makes it look even more full. So you'll just kind of get a look and a feel of what it's maybe going to look like. And let me see, let me try to zoom out just a little bit more. And I hold it out like in front of me, you know, and just kind of try to, excuse my crazy mess of a desk here, and just try to get an idea of where the ribbons are going to more or less lay. Now, you still will have an opportunity to maneuver this when we do the next step. But I like to just have an idea first and see if I think I'll like it. Now see this white ribbon, I have to try to make sure that that's going to stay somewhat center. Okay, so I think this is going to be okay. This one here, actually I want to kind of put this not so much at the edge because it doesn't bunch up as easily. So we'll try that. Okay, I'm going to look at it again. This red one somehow got pulled longer. I'm not sure which one it is up here. I think it's this one. Okay. Okay. So once you have it, I want to make sure this stays recording in the right angle. Okay. So once you have them all like kind of, you know, where they look like maybe they'll be a good combination and how they're going to lay with the different colors, you just pull this tight. Okay. Oh, let me pause this. Okay, sorry, I had to pause it because, like I said, my dogs were gonna go nuts. So you'll just tighten this, and then let me see if I kind of remember what I do here. I just split these two pieces, and then I'll flip this over. Okay, hopefully you can get the idea here. So I'll flip my bunch over, and then I'll tie it at the back and just do it pretty tight. Okay, and you can just double, triple knot, whatever you want to do, just to make sure it's nice and secure. It's not really going to go anywhere when you do kind of your next steps. You don't necessarily have to trim this down, but I do, just because I don't know if some pieces will end up sticking out like later, so I just go ahead and trim it down. You can quickly do your lighter on the ends just to kind of seal them. Okay, and then flip it back over. Okay, now, and you can go ahead and start like you know, spreading some of these out just a little bit. Okay, because this gives you an idea, you know, like of like how it's going to look when it has that kind of more full look to it. Now, your next step is you're going to need a pipe cleaner, and you just need like a small piece. So I'm just gonna cut a piece off here, and you'll need to go ahead and, so you'll want to choose a side that you think you'll like better, more or less. So I'm going to hold this up and out of frame here in a minute just to kind of get a better look. I'm going to hold it up in front of me at a distance and see kind of which side I think I'll like somewhat better. And I'm going to go with this side. Okay, and then, hold on just a minute. Okay, so you'll want to go ahead and place this, but you need to make sure it's going to be facing the right way. So whichever side is going to be your front, you want to make sure that this is going to screw on and lock the way that it needs to face. So I like this to be this side, this piece that slides, I like it to be on the right side, to be facing like for my front. So you do need to go ahead and have this placed before you do the pipe cleaner step, because once you do the pipe cleaner, it's going to like tighten everything like big time. And you'll just get the pipe cleaner, okay, and I kind of, well, I'm gonna lower it just a little bit. I go about like there. I maybe needed a bigger piece. Oh, this will work. Okay, so you're gonna wrap it around, and then you're going to start twisting it tight, and like really tight. Just keep twisting until it gets like super duper tight. Okay. And don't worry about, you know, this because you're going to, at the end, you can cover it with a ribbon, like hot glue it, so that it looks nice and clean. So I just make sure that this is twisted really tight, and then I go ahead and trim some off. And then I just like kind of like, you know, squish this down, and be careful because these are sharp at the end from when you cut it off. Okay, now you can actually make it look even more full. So this is the part that I kind of like. So I'll like flip it over, and you can't really tell like what's the middle anymore. It's a little bit hard to do that, but I just kind of flip it, and I'll just grab different ribbons, and I'll just start pulling them like sideways and out, and just sort of different directions. And this will help you achieve like a full look with that pipe cleaner in place. And your pipe cleaner will kind of slide up a little bit. That's why you don't want, you can kind of start off with it being a little bit lower if you want. And then I'll flip it back facing forward, and I'll just, like I said, I just grab various ribbons and just start pulling them out sideways. And this helps me get, let me sort of angle this up so you can kind of see. Again, excuse my crazy desk. So hopefully you can kind of see that, but it makes it like much more full looking. And you can sort of like maneuver different ribbons around to kind of pull some out that are like maybe hiding, that you do want to really stand out or show. So this will just give you that full look. So see, I want some blue to kind of pull out over here, so I'm going to pull this. Okay, let me see if I can make this go up even more so you can kind of get an idea. And see, it just kind of makes it like bulge out. But I'll just keep doing this and just get it to somewhat look the way I want it to. And of course, the more ribbons you do, the way more full it's going to look. And let's see. Okay. So, and she said I didn't need to do like a whole bunch of ribbon on this one. So she didn't need it to be like super duper full. This one here looks like it got away from me somehow. I'm trying to see. Okay. And I still mess with it like once I'm fully done, just to get it where I want it. Let me bring this back down. Okay, so once you kind of get your ribbon all bunched up and pulled out, we can start the next step. That's gonna look so pretty. And let's see, this is going to hang down. Okay, good. I did leave some room for her, because I'm going to be putting her name on this one. I may need to slide this white over just a little bit. I'll have to see. Okay, so now you'll need your nylon cord. And this, you just have to kind of estimate like what you think you'll need. You're going to have your beads and your acrylic on there, and then you need some wiggle room to wrap around and glue. So I'm going to do this and then I'll measure. I never really measure this piece. I really should, so I kind of know and hope and stop wasting some. So this I probably did about 18 inches long. I probably didn't need that much. But it is what it is. So I go ahead and seal the tips a little bit and I press them together. Just be careful, don't burn yourself. That just kind of melts the tips of the nylon to make it easier to feed through like your beads and stuff. First I feed the acrylic through. So I bring those through and then I'll put it through the loop and then pull that up. Okay, so it's like that. And then these came apart, so I'm gonna try to kind of do it again. That helps. And then you just do the whatever order you want to do your beads in. I always try to do at least like 3, and these are the 20 mm size. I like to get most of my beads from my Pretty Posh Princess. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that. And then this is the hard part. This is what I forgot I wanted to try doing new, because I always forget about this step. So what I like to do is I like to feed this nylon cord under the pipe cleaner, but I always forget to try putting this first before doing the pipe cleaner. So let me pause this real quick and look for something. Okay, so I just bought this new roll of wire. I had another one that's like thinner, but I just cut a piece and I'm gonna try this. And then I'm gonna fold it and hopefully this works. I'm gonna put this through here. Okay, and I'm gonna use it to like help me feed it under that pipe cleaner. The only problem is, let's see if this will work. You just risk like kind of messing up the ribbon. I completely forgot about this. So I'm gonna try, let me see. I might be able to make it work. Okay, hopefully I made that work. Okay, so I got it under there. So hopefully you see that I got it under the pipe cleaner. Okay, and then I'll just use some pliers to kind of pull it through. Okay, so now my my nylon cord is fed through the pipe cleaner there. Okay, and then what I do is I just split these two strings apart on the nylon cord, and then I'll just start, well, I'm going to tie it at the back first. Okay, like once. And then I just start wrapping it around. Like I'll just keep going around and just wrap it. Okay. And I'm gonna not do it as much because I want to leave room for me to be able to tie and hot glue. Okay, so I have some wiggle room here to tie some knots, and then just place some hot glue down to keep it together back here. And I'm going to like triple knot it. And then I'm going to get some hot glue and just kind of hot glue these down a little bit, like where this knot is at. Oh, I might need to get another glue stick. Push this down. Okay, so I just put some glue, and then I have it like close to where the knot is at, and then I folded this down, and I'm gonna let it kind of dry a little bit. And don't worry about the acrylic like flipping over too much, because what I end up doing is I'll just choose like I'll hold it up in front of me, see more or less where the acrylic is gonna lay and over what piece of ribbon, and I'll just put like a dot of hot glue and put it against one of the ribbons that it lays over so that it kind of stays, you know, on top and facing forward. So far this is what we got, and this is cooling off and drying. Now you can trim these down or you can leave them. I'm gonna trim them down. And we're still going to wrap another piece of ribbon. So far, see, that's how it's looking. Looks great. And I am going to go with, since I have a red bead up here, I think I'll do this pretty blue squiggly ribbon here. And so I'm going to start at the back, and I'm going to put a dot of glue back here. Let me just kind of get this a little bit of a cleaner cut. And hold on just a minute, let me grab another glue stick just in case. Okay, so now I'm going to place some glue back here. Okay, and then I'm going to put this end back here first and let it bond, let it cool down some. Okay, and then I'll start wrapping it around, and I just do it like, you know, 2 or 3 times just to have some extra security and really hide any of that pipe cleaner. Okay, but I'm actually going to, I'm gonna glue like pretty much every time I come back around to this back. I just like that extra bit of security. Make sure this stays nice and bonded. Okay, and then I'm going to wrap around again, making sure in the front that it's hiding anything. And then I'll do some more glue back here. And that should be good. Now I know some of this pipe cleaner is showing on the top back here, but that's okay. It's still enough towards the back that it's not going to like be that noticeable. And just be careful when you're hot gluing, not to burn yourself. And then you'll trim off and I'm going to cover this part that shows a little bit of the glue. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Besides, you know, like trimming and stuff, which I'll show you a little bit of that. But so what I'll do now is once I have this glued down, I'll again like flip this over and just start spreading out ribbons again and just kind of, you know, getting them nice and spread out to give it that full look. And like I said, I just grab random ones. I don't really pay attention. That way, once I flip it over, let me try to bring this up, it's going to have more of a full look. And I'm still going to glue this piece down. Let's see. I just kind of shake it and get some of any pieces that might be caught together. But that pipe cleaner technique. I love it. It just really gives you more dimension and more fullness, like when you're pulling on the ribbons and stuff like that and getting them all spread out. It just looks so much better. Let me see if I can get this to show a little bit more. Let me try to zoom out. Okay. Now, I'm not going to glue this just yet because I still need to press her name. And then, which I totally didn't even get the name cut out or anything before doing this. I just wanted to show how I assemble them again, but I'll just get some iron-on, cut out, you know, her name, and I'll press it on this white ribbon. So now, some of the ways that I like to cut my ribbons, so I'll just go through and randomly, let me bring this in a little bit. So I just will do some at an angle, okay? And you do want to seal the ends of your ribbons, so just have a lighter or a candle flame nearby and quickly do that, especially when you're doing the white ones, so that you don't have like a dark, like burned look. Okay. Some of like these whiter ones, what I like to do is I will fold it in half, and then I will cut downwards, and it gives me that pretty look. And I still go through and seal it real quick with the lighter. So I'll just do either the slanted or like this kind. That's pretty much it. You can leave them straight if you want, but so that's it. That's how I like to assemble my bag tags. And like I said, at the end I'll kind of hold this up in front of me, see more or less, you know, where the acrylic lays, and I'll choose a ribbon that's behind it, and I'll find a spot to just kind of glue it down against like one of the ribbons, so that it stays like facing forward and doesn't constantly do this number. Or you can even do it, sometimes I'll choose a bead and just do the bead, but this can still flip, so that's kind of why I like to use the acrylics more for that. So that's it. Hope this video helped. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.